Hi everybody, I made a new channel. It's called Art of Tech Analysis. I'm trying to, pump the subs there. I need 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate any kind of help I can get on that channel. Anyways, guys, Bitcoin video today. What's happening? I think we are still some kind of bottom. There might be, some kind of probability to, go a little bit lower down there, but it's really minimal. And I think right now we need some kind of big pump towards the upside. So we're gonna start with these three candles over here and talk about those. Then we're gonna talk about some kind of support lines, what I think is gonna happen, and why I think this is actually the bottom and how we're gonna actually come out of this. So these three candles up here are creating a very famous pattern called the morning doji star pattern. You got a big red candle, some kind of doji or inverted big inverted hammer. It looks like it's some kind of doji. I mean, if you squeeze it like here, it looks like a doji, right? It all depends on the squeeze. It all depends on the squeeze. So you gotta, but this week up here was a very nice bullish week when we created that, and we got a big candle, yesterday towards the upside. So all good and dandy in the world of dojis and the candlestick patterns. This is some kind of reversal pattern. It's just a small indicator that we are at some kind of bottom. Now we can still go towards downside up here, but if we go towards downside again, I'm again looking at this 50 weekly moving average line down here as a support, or this 200 moving average down here. So 250 moving average, this is very decent support right now. And if we break through that, the lowest I can see us go like is the weekly support down here at 45,000 level. I don't see anything below that. I mean, there are support levels below that, but I don't see us going that because it's just too hard to push down right now, and I think we need to go up eventually. Now this is the weekly 20 moving average, this is the weekly 50 moving average. Right now it's Sunday, and it's very exciting what's gonna happen up here. Now if we have to close above the 20 moving average, we need some kind of 6% pump. It can happen, of course. I mean, we've seen that happen before. Big pumps has happened. On the downside, we do not want to fall below 50 moving average. That's like 4% toward the downside. Anything above the 50 weekly moving average is very bullish. Above 20 weekly average is super bullish. Above this weekly support up here is nice and bullish, and so forth. So it all depends on how we're gonna close today. So come back tomorrow as well to the channel and check it out, because tomorrow we will be talking about very important video about a weekly close, and I'm also going to show you why weekly close is very important. This over here is a weekly support line. You can see here previously we did touch that weekly support. We broke that, but we came right back up above that support line with morning doji star reversal pattern. This is some kind of bottom down here. So technically we are just holding this weekly support up here, and right now I should hope that we go towards the upside, but in case we don't do that, we might retest these levels, or even worst case scenario go to 45,000 levels. Although I see this as a very low probability. This says probability it's still there because there is some kind of divergence up here, but I would assume we're gonna stick around hopefully around above this level up here, above the weekly support, not necessarily above the 20 moving average, but just above here tonight. And that will give us enough bullishness to actually pump the price towards the upside later, and we'll see how that actually plays out. Now, why am I saying this is some kind of bottom? Now there are several reasons why we are saying this is some kind of bottom. Let's just remove these lines and start clear. First of all, we are at 50 moving average. We had 1, 2, 3. This is 4th red week in a row. So statistically speaking, 4 red weeks. How many red weeks can you have? Yes, you can have a lot of red weeks, but we had very nice impulsive move towards downside with a huge week on the downside, liquidations through the roof and stuff like that. So right now I think once we close this candle up here, we might have a nice pump to the downside. Also on the weekly time frame, you can see over here that what we are creating right now, if I can just do this, what we are creating right now is the same pattern we just created on the daily time frame. Big red full candle doji, and right now we need a big green candle to confirm the pattern. But the doji is nice, so as long as we get this doji, this full candle up here, only thing we need is a big full candle next week, and we're gonna create some kind of bottom pattern here on the weekly time frame, which might actually help us push towards upside after that. Looks very nice, but this actually has to stop sometimes. You cannot just down, and this 50 moving average is actually holding up as a very nice support. And you also see that on the daily time frame, the 200 moving average has given us very nice support right now down here. On the dollar, almost, you know, went down to the 200 moving average, bounced off the 200 moving average, and right now going towards the upside. Let's look at some indicators, guys. Let's look at some indicators, and on the indicators, this is one of the big stuffs. The momentum is going towards the upside. We like that because the price is going towards the downside, momentum going towards the upside. That's divergence, you know, that says that, you know, soon we should be getting some kind of pump towards the upside. Now on the RSI, unfortunately, we don't have any divergence up here. It will be best if we got some kind of divergence up here. That's why I'm hoping that this move, if we get another move towards the downside, we'll get some kind of divergence up there, which will actually, you know, pump us above. Over here there's a small problem. That's why I'm saying there is a probability to actually go towards downside, and that's because the divergence up here. So there is a RSI divergence. You see the RSI is going towards the upside, the price is going towards the upside, downside. So this is RSI is a lagging indicator, so if you just continue going towards the upside, this will correct it, you know, this will correct itself, so no problem there. So we need to, you know, continue towards the upside to correct this, but this can definitely go towards downside as well, as long as there is divergence, and we need to be aware of that. Now there is no confirmation of this divergence because it's a lag indicator. You only can confirm it by the time it's finished. So you cannot confirm the divergence right now. We know that it's there, but if this continues going up, then it's not there, right? But we still, you know, say that there is probability to go to the downside. Maybe this 200 moving average, maybe the 50 moving average down here, maybe the 45 line down there that we just saw. A small move towards downside, maybe then will create, you know, some kind of a divergence on the RSI if we go another move towards downside. So, you know, be wary of that we still can dip one more time towards downside, but overall I think we are some kind of deep bottom down here. Let's go to the weekly time frame again up here, and you'll see on deeply, while we are talking about RSI divergence, you'll see on the weekly time frame that we have what's called hidden bullish divergence. So the price is going towards the upside, the RSI is going towards the downside. This is called hidden bullish divergence. Now this is, of course, again, RSI is a lag indicator. It's you only know when it's done. So if this continues dumping to the downside below, you know, previous levels down here, below previous levels down here, if it continues dumping towards downside, you know, there will be no divergence, right? So we need two green candles to confirm divergence. So this is the first candle. So if we close in green up here, and we got second green candle, maybe some kind of morning doji star pattern on the weekly time frame, we got a hidden bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence up here on the RSI after this week up here. You know, that's gonna be very, very nice, but you know, we need this week to close in green, and then we need another green candle towards the upside. So you need like 8 days to confirm the divergence. So you see, RSI divergences are not like they are lag indicator. On the bigger time frames, they take a long time to confirm, but when they do confirm, you know, they might be already be played out, but you know, it is, you know, it's some kind of bullishness is there, definitely. So we're gonna see that. Also on the MACD on the weekly time frame, we don't like the bearish cross, but you know, the bearish cross are there, you know, to be broken. You know, this can just do something like this up here, but overall it's not that big of a deal right now, you know, because we are not expecting this actually to go to 100,000 or 200,000 or go towards the upside. The only thing we are expecting is having a nice pump towards the upside, some kind of 54,000 levels up here at least, and then we'll see how this actually develops after that. And the last thing I want to show you is the low levels that we are at right now. That's the RSI, and that's the RSI not only on the weekly. On the weekly we are at some kind of 40 levels down here, which is low, but on the daily time frame we are down at 30 levels. We said it before, these levels are very, very rare levels. They do not happen that often. You know, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a span, and then you got 6, 7 times up here in span of that's 4 years, 7 times in 4 years. So these levels do not happen that often. They are very, very low levels on the daily time frame. And you know, if you take everything into consideration, you know, big move towards downside over here from top of 69,000, and we are not even looking at any kind of patterns right now, but big move towards downside downside, hitting some kind of moving averages down here on the weekly time frame, on the daily time, very important. 50 moving average on the weekly, important. 200 moving average on the daily, important. Hitting both those levels on the impulsive move towards the downside. You know, we already got some kind of divergence on the MACD, we got some kind of very low levels on the RSI, we got nice, you know, candlestick patterns. So everything is right now still screaming that this down here is some kind of bottom right now, and we need to move towards the upside. At least I did an analysis before, at least some kind of, I think at least some kind of 54 levels, at least up there. You know, it's not much, I get that, it's not much when we are talking about that, but you know, you take what you get. That's like 8% towards the upside. It can help, you know, a lot of altcoins to go up. The most important thing about this pump that's about to come is that we want to see how well altcoins perform, because a lot of altcoins right now are below their triangles, they are below very important support lines. So if this pump comes and everything can get back inside those triangles, inside above those you know, resistance lines right now, you know, above those support lines, to, you know, stay above that, you know, it can actually be pretty bullish for the, you know, outlook for the next weeks and next months and so forth. So this pump is going to be very, very important to see how altcoins are actually going to react to the price. Maybe there is some kind of level, you know, some kind of expanding channel up here happening, something like this, maybe, give or take. You know, I'm not very fan of that, but there is one line, last line I want to show you, that, you know, it can indicate some kind of bullishness, some kind of big move towards the upside, and that's this line up here. That's the top of this line, that's at around 50,500, because right now we are still creating these lower lows, lower lows, so we are still creating these lower lows, and highs, they are still you know, lower highs. So we need to change this trend, we need to get back above the line. So what we're gonna create is, you know, higher high, and that's gonna change the trend. That's what we are looking for. One of the first signals, right? There is also some kind of trend line up here, going over here. You know, I'm not going to go too much about that. We are almost, I think we are already breaking that on the daily. I'm not quite sure if we are breaking that on the 4 we can argue whether we are above that or not, you know. But also, yeah, there is also a 50 moving average down here on the 4-hourly time frame that we held like champs 3 times in a row. So you can see 1, 2, 3 times held the 50 moving average, and right now having a nice bounce towards the upside. Now you can see the wicks can be big up here, so there is still 3 hours and 33 minutes left for this candle to close. But if it can close this candle above, you know, above, you know, previous high up here at 49,390 or something like that, something like this up here, that's gonna be also another another bullish move towards the upside, right? So you can see, I think we are at the bottom. I think, you know, there is no way we can go down further. I mean, we can go a little bit more, you know, another push towards the downside, but it looks like it's like some kind of squeeze, like a spring effect. You are squeezing the spring, you know, pretty much towards the downside. And I think, you know, pretty soon is gonna come very, very big move towards the upside. I'm bullish to the upside. I'm bullish to some kind of 54,000. I'm bullish to see some kind of major, you know, major resistance being broken on altcoins. If that happens, we're gonna have a good time. If that doesn't happen, we're gonna have bad time. Right now, I think we are at the bottom. Take that, you know, for whatever it's worth. But maybe small move towards the downside, maybe, but I'm not really sure about that. I think this is just gonna go towards the upside. Have a nice day, everybody, and do, you know, check out the new channel. You know, I need 1,000 subs. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.